Hello, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. I hope you're all doing well. I wanted to do a little drawing demonstration for your project this week. We're doing some classical butterfly studies inspired by the art of Maria Merian. And I wanted to start with an excerpt from a poem called Easter Wings by George Herbert. We were talking in our introduction video about how butterflies in art history are symbols of the resurrection because, as you know, they emerge from their chrysalis as a beautiful butterfly, just like Jesus came out of the empty tomb to give us new life. And George Herbert actually made his poem in the shape of a butterfly to work with that idea. This is what's called a concrete poem. And so he says, with thee, O Lord, let me rise as larks harmoniously and sing this day thy victories. Then shall the fall further the flight in me. And now we're going to look at this amazing drawing by Maria Merian, who was one of the first scientists to document the life cycle of the butterfly. And in her time, toward the end of the Middle Ages and towards the beginning of the Age of Exploration, there wasn't photography, and so she was able to document their life cycle by doing these amazing drawings. That took a little bit of sacrifice for her because at that time women weren't really supposed to be scientists, and some people were a little skeptical of what she was doing. And so notice in this drawing she has, it might actually be a little hard to see, but she has the egg on the leaf, she has the caterpillar, she has the chrysalis. So here's the caterpillar of this particular butterfly, its chrysalis, and what it looks like when it emerges from its chrysalis. Now she has the female and the male butterfly, but I don't think we're going to get quite that detailed with ours. So I've given you 3 examples of, here's another example of her work. I've given you 3 different examples of some butterflies of North and South America. So here is the Luna moth, for example, which lives in our area up in the tops of our tallest trees. There's its egg. It's how it looks when it emerges from its chrysalis. And here's what it is called its host plant. So a host plant is the plant that a butterfly or moth lives off of, and Maria Merian was one of the first to discover that butterflies have this relationship with a unique plant for each butterfly species, a particular plant that that butterfly prefers to live on. And here's the chrysalis of the Luna moth. And here's its caterpillar, which is pretty cool looking. And then I've included the blue morpho butterfly, incredibly beautiful, from the rainforests of Brazil. And then we also have what its chrysalis looks like, and its eggs, and its caterpillar. So I think for my study, I'm going to do the Luna moth. So I'm going to go up here. And to start your drawing, you want to think about how Maria Merian probably started hers, which would be with the host plant. And so I'm going to look over down here at my at this. I think it's a locust. They live on locust maple or on oak. So you want to think about when you start drawing your host plant, almost like you're drawing a big curvy S. You want to think about filling up your paper, and that's sort of a good way to begin. Now with my twig that I'm drawing, it goes down a little bit like this. You want to think about what we were talking about when we were drawing the cherry blossom twigs. And I might have some fun drawing the flowering portion. And you want to include at least 3 leaves because you're going to need a leaf for the egg of the butterfly and a leaf for its chrysalis, and a leaf for its caterpillar. So let's see, I'm going to make... So notice I'm starting out kind of generally. You might need to kind of use your imagination to add that 3rd leaf. And I know that you are going to work on making these really detailed and beautiful, which can take a while. So my drawing might look a little general because we only have so much time on this video. But I'm giving you 2 weeks to do this. You want to think about adding as much detail as you can, really making it beautiful. And then what you want to do is go up and you want to start with the eggs. So you want to pick a leaf that you want the eggs of the Luna moth to be on. Those are nice and easy to draw usually because they're just little round. But you want to think about the shadow they might make on the leaf to make them look like they're sitting there. And then we want to find the caterpillar here. We're going to have some fun with him. Luna moth caterpillars can get to be about as big as your hand, if not larger. So I'm going to draw a nice big one here sitting on this leaf. You could draw it climbing up the twig too. And remember, with us drawing, don't stress about it. Just do your best. This is how we learn, by practicing. You know, it doesn't have to be, it's not going to be the last drawing you ever do. So I'm making the little segments of a caterpillar. And there's the caterpillar sitting on the leaf. And then we want to find the chrysalis. So I'm going to make the chrysalis kind of hanging from this twig up here. So there's its chrysalis. So notice how I filled up the page. I have my 3 leaves. But I've left a lot of space here in the right hand corner where I'm going to actually draw the Luna moth itself. So here it is up here. And make sure you have your eraser handy because you'll probably end up doing quite a bit of erasing. You can work on watercolor paper or on just regular drawing paper. And you'll have your choice of either watercoloring these or going into them with colored pencil to add your color. Choose whichever you feel the most confident using. If you feel really confident with colored pencil, use that. If you really like using watercolor, use that. And you can see the challenge with butterfly wings is making sure that their wings are the same size. And then you want to think about the markings and really look at God's amazing design on each wing. And you should end up with a nice classical butterfly study, just like one of Maria Merian's. And that's all for today.